Genesis 9, the Rainbow Covenant, and a New Beginning. Genesis chapter 9, a Covenant of Mercy. Welcome back to our journey through Genesis. The floodwaters have receded. Noah, his family, and every animal have stepped into a world washed clean. In Genesis chapter 9, God gives new instructions, a powerful promise, and a symbol of hope that still speaks today. Let's walk into the new world with Noah and hear what God has to say. God blesses Noah and his sons. He gives them a command, a new beginning: be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth. It echoes the same words he spoke to Adam. This is humanity's second chance. But the world has changed. Now, animals will fear humans, and for the first time, God allows meat for food. But he sets a clear boundary. You must not eat meat that has its lifeblood still in it. Why? Because life is sacred, especially human life. God declaring value of life then. God says something powerful. Whoever sheds human blood, by humans shall their blood be shed. For in the image of God has God made mankind. Even after sin and judgment, God reaffirms our value. Every person still bears the image of God. And then comes one of the most beautiful moments in the Bible. God makes a covenant not just with Noah, but with all living creatures. Never again will there be a flood to destroy the earth. And he gives a sign, a rainbow in the sky. Whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant. The rainbow is more than just beauty. It's a symbol of God's mercy. A promise that even though we deserve judgment, God chooses grace. But even after such hope, we're reminded that sin still lingers. Noah plants a vineyard, drinks too much wine, and becomes drunk and uncovered in his tent. One of his sons, Ham, sees his father's shame and disrespects him, while the other two, Shem and Japheth, cover Noah with honor. When Noah wakes up and finds out what happened, he speaks blessings and curses that ripple into generations. Genesis 9 is a chapter of contrasts, a covenant of mercy, a fall into weakness, a choice between honor and dishonor. It reminds us that even after a fresh start, the human heart still needs more than a new world. It needs a savior. The rainbow reminds us of God's grace, but the rest of the chapter reminds us of our need for his transforming power. Even now, we live under that same rainbow covenant. God still restrains his judgment. He still calls us to honor life, to walk in obedience, and to live in light of his mercy. So when you see a rainbow, don't just smile. Remember, God is patient, God is faithful, and he always keeps his promises. Thanks for joining us for Genesis chapter 9. If you were blessed by this story of grace and new beginnings, hit that like button, leave a comment about what stood out to you, and subscribe for more Bible storytelling. Next time, Genesis chapter 10, the nations begin to spread. God's plan moves forward through every name and nation. Until then, stay faithful and always remember the covenant of mercy.